Hello, this is Adrian with CLIPitc software. Before we get started with the video, I do want to provide a quick disclosure. The customer information on screen, including phone numbers, email addresses, and any other form of information is not legitimate and has only been created for demonstration purposes. Enjoy the video.
Hello everyone. Welcome to our class on the contract renewal and mail merge. Got a couple latecomers coming in. Okay, let's get started. You do have a chat to ask me questions. I just put a message there so you can see it on your screen if you weren't sure how to locate it. The class is going to cover contract renewals. Also will be used for prepay letters if that's also or what you do instead of contract renewals. And as part of that, we're going to look at the mail merge capabilities between Excel and Word. Hold on a moment, please. Thanks, sorry about that. Okay, the one thing the class is not going to cover at this point is the estimates feature in the customer in CLIPitc. Part of the reason for that is currently the estimates is not set up to do a mass distribution of contracts. It's used for one at a time type contracts or estimates proposals for customers. Also, the estimates feature is the focus of the development team. So they're going to go and they're doing quite a bit of work, mostly in the direction of being able to email and text estimates and get feedback from the client or potential client, including the ability of the client to check off what actual services he wants if he doesn't want everything you have quoted him. And we most likely will be doing a session on that when that's available, but that won't be for probably a few weeks. Today's class is focused on creating a mass mailing of contracts. And it's similar in some regard to what you would do if you had older versions of CLIPitc, but you'll see that there are also differences. We are recording this, and it will be put up on our website. The previous two classes this week, Monday's class related to snow removal and Wednesday's class on end-of-year functions, are up on YouTube. If you want to go there, just go to youtube.com, search for CLIPitc. For Wednesday's class, type in end of year, and for the other class, type in snow, and you should be able to find them pretty readily. With that being said, let's get started. The place to begin is to use Microsoft Word to create the letter you want to send to your customers. And I have a sample here that I created. Let me see if So here's the template, and of course it comes up on my other screen. So let me drag this over. So I have the date here, created this, and then spaces where I'm going to fill in information. So up here is where the address information will go. Dear, the first name would go there. And then just to make the letter say what you want to say. Now, a couple of things. I recommend creating a table and then putting the different links to the job description here and then to the respective pricing from Excel. And we'll cover that in the mail merge. Again, this is just a sample. You can do whatever you've used in the past if you want to, or you can just make this up and make it as pretty as you want with whatever kind of greeting and other information you might want to communicate to the customer. So this is the first part of what you do. You create then the template or the letter that you want to use. Now, in CLIPitc, you would come over to reports. Now, but before you do that, just a couple of things. Let's go. Here's a customer. Look at the properties for this account. So here it is. They've got two packages, but one's on hold. And we look at jobs, and you'll want to make sure that you have the pricing updated for the new year if you're raising prices. In the account, you've got this edit jobs screen, and so you could come in here actually and edit the amount. So we can put 450 for the spring cleanup there, and this will give you a kind of a good overview. You may want to raise prices either across the board or for specific customers. And again, this should be done prior to the mail merge, because the mail merge, you'll want it to reflect, or prior to creating the contract, because you want the contract to reflect your updated pricing for the next year. To raise prices, you can come here under Customize. And within Customize, you've got price adjustments. Here is where you would do raise prices lower. You could round them, choose jobs or installments, do a fixed amount or a percentage change, and then you would choose either that for the customer or the jobs. Now, a word to the wise. I just found out about that this morning. Whatever you check, it's going to raise the prices based on, in this illustration, based on all the crews. And you could choose only a mowing crew, say, crews, 1 to 3. But let's say you want to also just raise mowing prices. Well, you can come to jobs, and again, you would do the range, and our mowing job is job 1. But what'll happen now is that this will raise the price on job 1, even if that job is outside of this crew range. In other words, you need to do these singly. You can't do a combination of, I want to raise price on job 1 for crew 1 or for a specific customer. So I've talked to development about how can we make this a little more friendly as far as being able, say, to raise just the mowing price for all your customers. Because at this point, that's not as easy to do. Okay, well, let's assume that you've done your price increases. You did the job costing report. You saw who was losing money, and you know how much to raise. So we're going to go to Report and Custom Reports. And in the custom reports, you'll click Add View, and you'll call this something like 2023 contracts. And you want to pull information from the customer and job database. Now, let's say you have a standardized form that you use. You don't need to do a mail merge. It's, you know, something you've set up in Publisher or somewhere, you printed it. You just need to do mailing labels. If you just need to do like mailing labels or just, you know, merge the name and address in, you would choose customer only. But because we're including job information, we're going to choose the customer and job databases. The shared report here means this report will be visible to other users of your CLIPitc program. If you don't check this shared report, then only logging into your credentials will this report be visible. All right, so now we come here and you say, okay, I need to get the display name, and you can double click or you can click and then hit the arrow to move over. So we're going to do the billing information here, the mailing information, and the zip code is down the bottom for this for some reason. Oh, there it is. So zip code here. And then in our case, we want to put in the job name. Now, you may already have the job name filled in. I don't necessarily recommend that because that can make lining up fields a little more difficult. So that's why I'm using that table. So I'm going to come in and do the job name. And then, of course, I want the charge. So that's kind of the minimum types of fields that we'd want available. Now, I want to focus on my active customers. So I come here to customer and I find the field I want. This is setting up the conditions, because as it is, I'd get all my customers, all my jobs if I just ran this report like it is now. So I'm going to come here, status is active, and I only want active jobs as well. So I come down here. So here's the job status is active. And because of my database, I'm going to do an account number is less than 1,000. And now I also want a couple other things. I want to have only my active properties, because properties can be active or on hold. So property status is active. And also the packages I want active here. So come down here again. So property, package. Oh, here it is. Installment package is active. All right, and then we go ahead and save this. Now, you can have other information in there. You could put the property name if you want to have that listed in the case where the billing name and address is a different location than the property name. I'm kind of doing a bare bones report. So here's the report we just made. Now, what you can do now is you can preview it. So we hit process. And here is the report. Now notice in some cases, we've got the same customer here 3 times. Now, that's because we didn't merge it. The merge report, what it will do is, you see in this case, we've got the jobs are here as separate lines. And this is the way it would display on the spreadsheet. If you hit merge report, it kind of flips this, meaning that rather than the separate jobs being separate lines, they become separate rows. And that's what you want for this. So we're going to go ahead and hit do merge report here and hit process again. Now notice what is this message. The report is in progress and it will be sent in an email. When will the replay be available? Perhaps even later today for this. If not today, Monday, I'll get this over to Adrian as soon as the class is over. Okay, so this doesn't just create and open the file in here. So you've got to make sure that whatever email, whatever account you're logged into is an account where you can receive email. So here we just got the email here. Let me pull this over so you see what it looks like. So here will be to me, and here's the merge report. All right, from here now I can come and I can download this. And I'm going to download it into this. Oh, hit save. And then we'll open it. Okay. Okay, so here is now it opens up as a comma delimited file, and we need to save it in Word or in Excel, so an Excel workbook. Okay, now this is where where you may have to do some cleaning up. I mean, you will have to do some cleaning up of this, so we'll just do at least some of it here. So what I've got is, for some reason, I put my address first instead of the display name. So I'm going to do insert, and I get the display name over here, and I copy it and paste it here. So it's standard kind of Excel stuff for you. All right, so then you've got the some of these are kind of useless. They're just provided by the program for some reason. So contract ID. So here we've got the names and the charge. In some cases, the columns are reversed. So here we have the charge before the name, and you can clean this up. I have another spreadsheet we'll actually work with to illustrate the merge itself, but there are some things I want to show you you can do here in Excel. So here's our lawn maintenance job. And let's say you want to give the seasonal total for your lawn maintenance. You can insert then a column, and you just say mow total. And then come here. Oh, didn't catch that M, huh? Okay. So I come here, and I'm going to say equals this column or this cell times however many cuts you do. So let's say you do 32 cuts during the year. So there you've got now a total of what the mowing will be for the year, and you can then drag this down and it'll total all those columns. Okay. All right, so that's how that works to create columns. And what you can also do is you can come to the end of this, and some of these, let's say, I should maybe done a little bit different as far as my job numbers in there. So what I'm going to do is, again, lots of times you'll have to do some cleanup of this. So I'm going to come here. Sorry, just okay. Yeah, I don't know how I popped down the bottom. See, I'm kind of comfortable in Excel, but I've met lots of people among our users who are much better at it than I am. So okay, so this is some of the cleanup you would do. And like I said, you can set columns where you can run totals. You see there are some zeros in here too. So you've got the zeros to fill in for the dollar amounts. And once that's filled in, then you're ready to move ahead. Now, one thing I've learned that you can do in Excel, which I never realized you could do before, was you can actually get rid of the empty cells and you can shift things around. So what you can do is, let's say you want to clean this up and you want to have each column be a job. So like this customer here doesn't have lawn maintenance, or doesn't have, I'm sorry, spring cleanup, but they have bush trimming. So it'd be nice to be able to move this over to the left for the merge. And so what you can do is, it's up here under Find and Select. You go to which one is it? Go to Special, and you say Blanks, and you hit OK. Now it has highlighted all these blank fields here, and you simply right-click and hit Delete. And now you can then say Shift Cells Left and hit OK. And now your spreadsheet has been condensed in a way. You've got all the lawn maintenance here, and you've got then the spring cleanup and all. And frankly, this process can take you a few minutes. I'm showing you how to use a tool, but I will show you what it looks like as kind of a more finished result. So this is what this is what my cleaned up spreadsheet looks like. So I have job 1 here, the job charge, the annual cost there. Then over here, I have the next service that these customers get with the pricing on it. And so some of my customers are only lawn maintenance customers. Some might have, another job or two here. So this is what your final spreadsheet would look like. And you may be sitting there thinking, well, this doesn't seem that as convenient. But the alternative, in some cases, I've known companies that do this, is that they will spend hours and hours and hours basically typing out each individual letter. And even if this does take you 3 or 4 hours to do this, you're going to save a lot of time in this process. Okay, so now we have the spreadsheet. And we come back to our letter here. So here's the letter. And what you'll do in this case, you'll come into Word and you'll click on Mailings here and the mail merge. But you wanted to expand this and click on the step-by-step mail merge wizard. This is very helpful. You can also have videos on this. But over here now will be your directions. So what type of document are you working on? We're working on letters. So next, starting the document. Okay. And next we select recipients. And so we've got an existing list. That's the spreadsheet we made. So you need to find it. So I'm going to browse. And the spreadsheet I want to use is under, oh no, it's up here under Documents, sorry. Documents, Mail Merge class. And here is the contract. Let me just find the spreadsheet. So here's the merge report in Excel. And so it's going to ask for the table. Just hit OK for this. Now here's the layout. Again, hit OK. And so now we've chosen our source for this. And then we go to next, write your letter. Okay, so here we are with the letter. And so we come up here and we come down a bit and we say, okay, we're going to insert merge fields. So here are the different fields from the spreadsheet. So we're going to do display name. And then we will hit enter and do billing address, enter. Billing city, comma, state, space, and zip code. And then I want dear first name here. So I come in and I choose that field for that. And then down here is where we put the services. So we come to service here. And again, insert merge field. And this will be job number 1. And then I want the charge. And by the way, you'll need to put $signs in here. They don't carry over from Excel, or at least I don't know how to make that happen. And then we do job charge 1. And then just repeat this process here. So 2 and job charge 2. Now, as you go along, you can say, okay, well, what is this looking like? So one thing you can do is you can come up here and click Preview Results. And then here's the first result, Acme Enterprises. You can scroll through and do this. So there we're looking like it looks good. We'll go back to the and so we see, and down here you've got the pricing, etc. for that. So that's how it will be looking, and you just continue to build this out. And so we just insert merge fields. So job name 3, job charge 3. And then come down here. So like, for instance, in my spreadsheet, I have a 3% discount. So here I have then in the merge field, discount, and then making the total. So then I have the new total for the year here, total after discount. And again, just to preview, and there you're seeing the numbers. And again, this is probably my fault not knowing Excel better, but see, it's got, oops, it is doing a very large number there. So, okay, oh, let me come back here to home and undo that. All right, so then once you've got the letter done and you've got the fields in here that you want, then get back under mailings. The next step is preview your letter, which is what we were doing, and then complete the merge. So you click that and you hit edit individual letters, say all, hit OK, and then here are the letters, and notice it's doing all the pages down here in the lower left for this. And you can scroll through these, just take a look. Now, for some reason I'm getting a page break in there. And one thing too you can do is, so here for instance, this customer doesn't need all 3 of these in the table. So you can come in here and then so now you've got the table the way you want it here. So it just allows you to clean up each letter. Again, if you want to, I mean, you can leave these blank for the customer. So whatever works for you in that. Is the math for the discount set up in Excel after the fact or coming down from Clip? Great question, Zach. Let me show you. So in the spreadsheet, that's not it. Sorry, what I did was I came out to here and I did a seasonal total. And as you can see, it's the sum of all the amount columns. And then I did a 3% discount from that, and then I subtracted the 3% discount from the seasonal total to get that value. So that's done in Excel, not in Clip. Now, in the estimates feature in Clip, there's a way to calculate it there. But again, this is taking place outside of that. Excuse me for a moment. thanks, I'm back. Sorry, my wife was getting a phone call. I kept putting her, ignoring the call, so I thought I should tell her. Thanks for your patience. Okay, so that's how you would do the formulas here from this. Now, I'm not sure exactly what to tell you next about this. So here is the letter. One thing, okay, what I'd like is if you've got specific questions about your situation, if you could go ahead and use the chat to communicate those with me. One thing I want to show you is doing mailing labels, which can be connected with this. It may be you want to, instead of having a windowed envelope with the address showing through it, you want to do labels for your customers. And I've talked to 2 or 3 companies. Actually, I've done their mail merge and done the label for them, and it shows up with the right label on and when I email it to them, it displays differently. So I think it's good just to take a look at how to do this with a mailing label instead. So we're going to come back into Clip. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do add a view and do mailing labels. So add view here. Okay, so we do mailing labels. And again, now in this case, we only want customers. So do customer only. And by changing the database, it gives us this message. Just hit OK to that. And then we choose the same fields that we did before. We do display name. And then scroll back up. We've got billing address, city, state, and we go down to the zip. Zip code. Okay, then again, you can do the conditions you want. So we want this for active customers. Oh, hold on. These are kind of in alphabetical order. So we just want active customers here. Oh, thank you. You may notice what Zach is saying. You can use Adobe Sign or similar service to convert these Word docs to PDFs and send them for signature via email. Now, there is, well, we'll get to that in a moment here. So we've selected this, and we've got the active. We hit Save. Now, in this case, we don't have to do the... Okay, that's frustrating. You don't have to do the create merge. It will just, you just need a straight spreadsheet with that. Okay, so come down here. Oh, didn't save it. All right, so we're going to do it again. Labels. Customer only. Okay. See, it's thinking. Okay, now do this again. Okay. Save this just in case I get kicked out again. And then, okay. All right, so now we've saved this. Same process here. We come to the report. And we do labels and process to get a preview of it. And then we export it to Excel. and we export to Excel. We'll call this labels. Okay, now I'm going to open up the Excel spreadsheet. Here it is. Enable the editing of it. So we expand this just to review it. Everything looks good. Need to fill in a zip code here and there, which is all right. Don't have an address there. All right, so the next step is to go back into Word. And we're going to open a new Word document, but then we're going to do the same process. We're going to do the mail merge wizard again, but we're going to use labels instead. So come in here for this, and we go to the wizard, but here we're choosing labels. And then next, starting the document, and then label options. This is where you can choose the label you're actually using. So one of the more common ones is Avery and the 5160. So it's a 3x10 label. Now, okay, let me, okay, we'll keep going with this. So we hit next, select recipients. Same thing, we browse for the database we want to use. And it's under documents. Labels. Okay, so here's the labels. We say OK. And then we do next, arrange your labels. And you choose an address block here. And so with the address block, it's showing you what the label looks like, and you can match fields. So we're seeing just the address here, we're not seeing the display name. So we come here and we say in the first name field, I want the display name. And so I hit OK. And now this is what the label will look like. So I hit OK again. So we did the address. And then down here, copy the layout of the first label. So I click Update All Labels, and then Preview. So here's the preview, and here now are the labels. And then you can say Next, complete this. Actually, hold on a moment. Okay, so this is how you get the labels. In the same process, you would save this and then print it out with the labels being fed through. Now, one thing I wanted to point out was because of the question that came in from Roland about emailing. One of your options when you do a mail merge here are email messages. So you could come here to, let's start over. We'll do a new one for this. So you have mailings here. Now I've not done this before, so just go to step-by-step mail merge wizard and choose email messages. So here would be where you create the email. So same thing, next select recipients. And same process, you go through the spreadsheets here. But in the spreadsheets, one thing you'll probably want to do is include the email address for that too. So let's come in here, go to the mail merge, and we'll choose the label database again. So, okay. Next, write your email. So here's the email you're writing. Review it. And then here would be the recipients. So this would be another method. Again, I've not done this before through this process, but it seems like it'd be fairly simple for you to end up emailing then the body of the contract. Okay. All right. So I am not getting any real questions about this process. So I'll wait a few moments. It may just be we get to go home a little bit early on a Friday. Zach, I appreciate your helping out with the email ones and using Adobe Sign or a similar service to convert it. Okay. So I'll wait to see if anyone else texts a message here. One thing, I've been doing some of this for like 25 years, so I've self-taught, but I have gaps. So it might be worth the investment to have one of your staff take an Excel course. I don't know. I mean, imagine there's some online, or they could use Khan Academy or YouTube to do that, but to maybe give them some time off to really master Excel, because Excel is a very powerful tool for creating documents, etc., for communicating with your customers. Okay, so we're in Clip when we are creating the report to resort the fields before it's transferred to Excel. Yes, good question, Bruce. So let me come back into Excel. So we're going to come back to so like for instance, here's a label. So if you wanted to, you could come in here and resort it, say, by the city. So you select all and click on data, and then come to sort here. And then you can say my data has headers, which it does. So I come in here and choose billing city, and you do A to Z or Z to A. And then we hit OK. And now it is sorted by city. So yes, Excel is very nice with that. Okay. Anybody use other software than Adobe for checking off and signing contracts? Yeah, if you've got other resources that you use for this process, that would be great to share. Okay, I'm in Clip making the merge reports in XE. We used to be able to click and drag the field names up and down. Okay. Let's take a look at that. When you're in Clip and you're here, if you click on the column you want, so the city, and you drag it up here, then it is supposed to group by that column. Now, so now, well, you've got it grouped by the billing city here. So this would be one way to do it. I'm not sure how this affects the spreadsheet if you did the export to Excel, but it's easy enough to find out. So let's see what this looks like. So before it's being sent to Excel, the step before you process a report. Let me come back and look at that in a moment. Oops. Nope, it doesn't look like it changed the order in the Excel. All right, so let's come back here. I don't think so. I'm not sure. Right, in XE, you could reposition the fields. So let's say the display name inadvertently was in the third position. In XE, you could drag it to the top. So you're correct. You could do that in XE, but that's not available in ITC at this point. I'll have to report that to development to see if it's something they can make a little friendlier for you for that. Okay. All right, an answer to John's question about other software. Zach said that DocuSign integrates with QuickBooks estimates feature, so that might be an option for those of you who integrate Clip with QuickBooks. Okay, any other questions about this? Now, one thing I want to bring to your attention, you may not be aware of, see up here, you've got the new, and if you click on this, this gives you updates of new features. So here's like added text checkbox. We're working on building out the ability to text bills and messages to customers. So here would be a way to keep up with what is new for that. So that's just, some of you may not have noticed that you've got the new, and especially if there's a little red dot next to it, that means there are just some it's been updated for that. And by the way, when they do updates, it doesn't automatically apply those updates to a user. So you would need to come into the account here and update it in the account. So like in this case, the fact that it says that kind of solid check mark means that there are some features under that category that you don't have permission. And then you can just click that, and now you've got permission for everything. Okay, well, we're going to wrap up now. So I hope you all have a good weekend. And if we don't talk, have a great holiday season. A Merry Christmas to folks. And I'll look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.